Coming to paperback and e-readers, from the author of the critically acclaimed book The Man Crisis comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women are becoming lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Pre-order your copy of The Woman Crisis on Amazon.com today. Four people lost their lives and 3 were injured during a shooting rampage in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, in this incident, it is alleged that 19-year-old Ezekiel Kelly participated in a mass shooting where he wound up taking the lives of 4 people and injuring 3 others. Now, Memphis had to go on lockdown for 2 hours as they looked for this subject. Now, the police are seeing this as an isolated incident, but when I take a critical examination of the behavior that your Ezekiel Kelly is alleged to have participated in, it fits right in line with the pattern and profile for beta males that I talk about in my book, The Man Crisis. And it's clear to me that your Ezekiel Kelly might possibly have been a man in crisis for some time because he had just been released from jail on March 16th after serving 11 months of a 3-year sentence for aggravated assault. Now, it's clear to me that your Ezekiel Kelly possibly was simmering and boiling in anger for some time, and he wound up exploding in a rage, which led to him participating in that previous assault he had been arrested for. Now, it's been reported that your Ezekiel Kelly possibly wanted to go and turn his life around because, according to one report, that he made a post on Facebook looking to try to turn his life around and was looking to move ahead after his period in jail. However, it looks like to me that he couldn't get things to go right in his life after getting out of jail, and this led to all of the frustration that had been building up in him from March all the way up to September. And what happened was this man was simmering and boiling in anger, possibly frustrated because he couldn't go out here and get jobs because he possibly had a record with a felony on it. And this led to him becoming more frustrated and angry. And as he was sitting there frustrated and angry about the state of his life, this possibly could have led to him being motivated to go out here and participate in these shootings all across Memphis. Because when it comes to beta males like this, when they can't get their lives to go right, what these men do is they participate in acts of violence so that they can go out in infamy, and they look to go out in infamy because they believe that they can't accomplish something in life. And this could possibly have been the motive for the violence that took place all across Memphis as this man drove all the way across Mississippi and Memphis with a firearm looking to participate in the shootings of people, and he was also carjacking cars. Again, a lot of these beta males, they do participate in these actions because they want to go out in infamy, and because they can get media coverage for the rampages they participate in. They go out here and participate in this violence because this is what gets them attention. Because when it comes down to the beta male, they feel like they can't accomplish anything, and they have low self-esteem. And since they have low self-esteem, they don't look to go out here and try to move their lives forward by focusing on positive action. What they do is go out here and look to go out in infamy. And again, this was shown because this guy, he live streamed his shootings. And again, that's all about getting attention to go out in infamy. And this is what beta males want to do again, because they don't really see themselves achieving or accomplishing anything in this life. So they look to go out in infamy, and they're hoping that when they go out in infamy, they can go out in a blaze of glory. Now, this guy, he didn't go out in a blaze of glory, and after taking the lives of 4 people and going out here and wounding others, he has been caught by the police. But when I further take a critical examination of his behavior, it really mirrors that of the first mass shooter, also known as Howard Unruh. And Howard Unruh, when he went on his walk of death, participated in similar violence to this. And when I look at this guy's behavior, again, I see the same hopelessness that Howard Unruh had. I see the low self-esteem that Howard Unruh had, and I see the same dysfunctional frame of mind that Howard Unruh had. So when I look at this Ezekiel Kelly's alleged behavior, it really mirrors that of Howard Unruh. Now, what's really troubling about your Ezekiel Kelly, as related to him being the same parallel to Howard Unruh, is that, again, I believe he did this again as related to getting attention for himself and going out in infamy, because when we look at his mugshots, this individual is smiling in his mugshots. So this man, again, is showing that this is all about him getting attention for himself, and he's looking to go out in infamy because he wants to go out here and have everybody saying his name, and saying his name as related to what he believes to be an accomplishment, because getting on the news, this is how he wants people to see him. But this is what beta males want you to see, because these men, again, they don't have the male life skills or the male survival skills to know how to go out here and accomplish something on their own. So they believe they have to go out here and resort to violence to get attention for themselves and for people to see them as some sort of success. That is the most troubling thing about your beta male, and that's what makes him dangerous. He believes he has to hurt others in order to get success, and again, he's angry because he can't be the person that he wants to be, and he doesn't want to put the work in. He wants everything easy because that's what he thinks. Everything is just supposed to come to him because mommy gave him everything. But in the aftermath of this case, he wound up getting arrested, and he's going to be infamous once he goes to possibly prison for the rest of his life for those 4 murders and the attempted murders of 3 people. And he's going to be very famous inside of the prison, not for the crimes he's committed, but he possibly will wind up being famous for being traded by Bubba and Tiny for your ramen noodles, Little Debbie snack cakes, cups of coffee, now and later's 6-pack Oreo cookies, Fritos chips, and your occasional, packets of Crystal Light. This is what this man is going to be dealing with for the rest of his life, and he will be infamous inside of the penitentiary for trading booty. And this is what happens when you have, again, beta males out here who don't have male life skills and male survival skills to turn their lives around, because this man has gone from being in a place where he could have possibly turned his life around to being turned out by your Bubba and your Tiny. But this whole incident really shows how dangerous the man crisis is becoming, and how we're seeing an increase in frequency as related to the dysfunctional beta male behavior out here. I have been practically reporting on these incidents for an entire week, and we're seeing this increase in frequency as related to beta male violence. And again, it just shows that the way we're raising boys to become men is creating dysfunctional males, and these dysfunctional males are just basically going crazy all across this country as the man crisis gets worse all across this country. What we're seeing, again, is an increase in frequency of this kind of violence, and we're seeing an increase in frequency in this violence because we have 2 to 3 generations of these beta males out here, and over 100 million men who are simmering and boiling in anger. And as these men simmer and boil in anger and have no sense of direction, no sense of purpose, they are exploding in rage, and they are taking the lives of innocent people because they don't know how to make a life for themselves in this world. And because they don't know how to make a life for themselves in this world, because many of these men have, female life skills and female survival skills, they don't know how to make a life in this world work. And that's why they're just self-destructing and taking the lives of innocent people around them. Unfortunately, our government is too busy focusing on wars halfway across the world to focus on the man crisis in this country, because everybody's thinking that America is all right, but America is in a bad place, because when we have a nation of men in crisis, we have landmines all across this country. And what's scary is these landmines are exploding all across this country, and they're taking the lives of innocent people as these men explode in their rage. And the sad part is we have people in government and business who don't want to go out here and invest in men, because that's the only way we're going to deal with this man crisis, is if we put an investment in men. And because an investment in men will diffuse these ticking time bombs all across this country, but no one wants to put that work in, because nobody wants to acknowledge the man crisis, because to acknowledge the man crisis is to say that mothers could not raise boys to become men on their own, and that they've actually failed at the way of raising boys. But what we're seeing is a direct result of them trying to raise boys to become men on their own, and these men are failing all across this country, and as they fail, they become men in crisis who participate in extreme acts of violence like this. Now, if you want to learn more about what makes a male motivated to participate in this kind of violence, you can pick up my book, The Man Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find The Man Crisis on Smashwords, the iBook Store, Barnes & Noble, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more men's issues videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available for the first time on Google Play, The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are falling apart in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy on Google Play today.